Hello, Ms. Buchanan's Algebra 1A. I'm looking at Unit 3, Homework 3, Relations and Functions, Equations as Functions. And I'm going to go through how to do these problems. The odd ones, you try the even ones. And first of all, she wants you to work on using a graphing calculator. If you don't have one, look for one online, or you could, just use an online calculator, whatever. If you have a regular calculator, I'll show you how to do it that way also. So what we want to do is we want to get this equation into our calculator, a graphing calculator. How you do that? You're going to hit the y equals button, okay? And you can see I have it already in there. Let's pretend I don't have it in there. If you have one that isn't the same, you clear it. I could have used it, but I want to show you how to plug it in. Negative 4x. I don't use minus, I use negative. This is negative. Negative 4, and my x is going to be this button right here that has that x listed first. Okay, and then I have plus 3. So I go plus 3. Okay, comes up just like I need it. Okay, that's the equation. And then I want to see the table because this is a table. I see table. But it's in yellow and it's above the button, so I got to use the second function. Yours might be a different color, but I'm going to match yellow with yellow to get the table, and boom, there's the table. Now, it gives you a bunch of numbers I don't need. I'm looking for x values of 0, 1, 2, 3. X value 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So if x is 0, 1, 2, 3, then y is going to be, in order 3, negative 1, negative 5, and negative 9, and I just fit those in there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go through and plot these right now. So 0, 3, this is my x-axis. Remember, this is my y-axis. Okay, so I go 0, this is 0, 0, so I don't go anywhere. I don't go 1, negative 1, I don't go anywhere on my x-axis. But y, I go 3, a positive 3, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So positives are up, negatives are down. So 1, the next pair, 1, negative 1, I go 1 on the x, negative 1 on the y. 2, 5, I go to 2 on the x, negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Okay. Notice 3, 9, I run out of room. So these are the only ones that I could do. So I just connect these, and then you can use a straight edge to make it look really nice, a lot better than mine. And you could do it that way. Now you could solve these problems the same way that I did with a calculator, or you could actually just go through and work these problems out on a regular calculator. And let me show you how to do that. Okay, so I would type the problem in like this, and if you're going to do a regular calculator, I would use parentheses, because when numbers are next to letters in parentheses, that just means multiplication. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to plug in negative 4, negative button once again, negative 4, and then use parentheses wherever the x is. And my x is going to be 0, right? So I'm going to put in 0, back parentheses, and plus 3. Plus 3. Okay? See it in there? I hit equals. And my first number is 3. And so I would write 3. Then I'm going to go back. I'm just going to use the back button, just the back button, and go inside the parentheses, just this back button. I'm now going to change that to a 1. So change it to a 1. Hit equals. I don't have to type in the whole problem again, and I get negative 1. Then we're going to use the back button, change it to a 2. And then I hit equals, and I got negative 5. And then I go to 3, and you can guess I just use the back button. Type in 3 instead of the 2, and now I got negative 9. So you could do it on a regular calculator also. You're just going to have to plug it in each time. But this is nice because, that gets you everything you need. You just, if it's other numbers that you need, you just go up or down. And I'm just using the up or down if you're looking for the numbers that you need, if it has different numbers on here. Okay? I did number 2, and let me talk about number 2 real quick because it is it has a fraction in it, and because it has a fraction in it, that's going to change things. I'm going to clear this, so I'm going to clear it, and the way I do fractions, I put this in parentheses, kind of like what I was talking about with number 1 with the other calculator. But putting in parentheses kind of holds it and tells your calculator, okay, this is a fraction. You do 2 divided by 3 and back parentheses. So you have 2 divided by 3. And then you're going to do your x thing. There's my x again. And then minus 1. Minus 1. Notice when you have a minus here, this isn't negative. You know, when we're talking about the calculator, this would be minus 1. Even though, you know, if you know your slope-intercept form, this would be considered a -1 y-intercept. We're considering it when we're putting it in the calculator. For this instance, we're using minus. Okay, only this would be negative when it's out front like that. When it's in the middle, we're talking about minus. Okay, so once again, I want to know the table. So I do second, and I do table. And there we go. Now notice this starts with -6, and I'm at 0. I got to go below, I got to go down to 6, -6. So my -6 is going to be 5. And then you'll see your -3 is -3. Your 0, then use the arrow button to get to 0 is -1. And use the arrow button to get down to 3. 3 is 1. Okay, 0 is 1. Oh, 0 is -1. That should be -1. Okay, and then you would plot these points again, x and y. I go -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then go -3, -3, 0, -1, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, like that. And you should have a straight line. Okay. Number 3 ends up looking like this. I'm not going to go through the calculator. This will be a way too long video. You're going to do the same thing, and you're just going to type in 2x. Not plus or minus anything, just 2x. And then you should get these coordinates. And go ahead and graph those coordinates on the x and y coordinate plane. Okay. When you do number 5, what you're going to do is you're going to type this into your calculator, and just as we have been doing for 1 and 2. And then you're going to look for when x values, the domain is just x values. What are the y values, the range? This is your y values, okay? When it's -1, 0, and 1 on that graph. You know, so you're going to get a graph like this. You're going to look for -1, 0, and 1. Okay, and those numbers for this equation that you type in there, when you type in that equation, you know, use that's, you know, clear it, and you're going to just type it in like you did, like you've been doing, 7x minus 1, 7x minus 1, okay? Hit the table, and then you're going to look for -1, 0, 1. See how I got that? -8, -1, 6. Okay, that's how you're going to do it. Do the same thing for 6. You type these in, and you'll see you'll have to search your x and y values, and you should see 7 matches with C. And all I did is I looked for the first one, the first match. I found my x was -3. When my x was -3, my y was 2. I didn't have to check any others. Okay, so 7 is C, and 9 is D. 9 ends up being D. Okay, hopefully this helps, and good luck with those even ones.